Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today what I have for you is another Shadowverse Evolved gameplay video from Tuesday night box tournaments of epic cards and games. We have Tim on the bottom piloting his Dragoncraft deck, Ramp Dragoncraft I want to add, and Collin on the top piloting his Swordcraft, Princess Swordcraft by the way. So it looks like Collin is going second, Tim is going first and starts off with a bell ringer. That's pretty much as good as he can do going first with dragons, so not bad. He doesn't engage it though, which is, you know, often the correct thing to do. And Collin does go ahead and gets a quick damage in with Quick Blader. Can't blame him for that. You open 2 Quick Blader, you're going to want to hit with 1, might as well, otherwise they're not really going to get a lot of value. So Tim is going to use up his 2 play points for going second and pop that Quick Blader. So pretty free. That's pretty much all you can ask for. He doesn't engage it again. I think he's just, you know, he just wants to be able to keep the bell ringer for later turns. I guess the longer you can hold on to it, the better. So Collin gets another 1 damage, and so Collin didn't open up a turn 2 play, so that's actually interesting. You know, I think you would normally want to see like a Latham or a Gunner Maid or definitely a Maid Leader, but yeah, just another Quick Blader. So not a super great opening for Collin, but not a super great opening for Tim either. He's playing Zernitra on turn 3, so that's, I mean, that's always kind of like rough, right? You always want to see that thing in overflow only. So Collin's going to draw to 3 play points. It looks like he top decks a Pompous Princess, so that's actually not too bad. The other cards in his hand looks like Aurelia, Flower, I think that's, oh, sorry, Floral Fencer, Leonidas, and I can't see what that last one is, but I think, yeah, Floral Fencer, if that's what he's got, then that's pretty good. Really solid. So I would say he's probably going to end up dropping that here and tacking over the bell ringer and just going wide as possible. So not bad. I mean, Floral Fencer, I mean, having it on turn 3 when you can evolve it going second, that's kind of exactly when you want it, right? So okay, so Collin's kind of contemplating his hand here. Like I said, he does also have a Pompous Princess, so maybe he's considering doing that. I think he's gonna end up actually doing that. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to figure out why he wants to do it, because whatever you bring out is not going to deal with either of those 2 cards. Okay, so there we go. He's going to go for the Floral Fencer. I think he realizes that too, that playing the Pompous is nice, but it's not going to get rid of either card, which I guess you're not necessarily in a rush to get rid of the bell ringer anyway. So it's actually, you know, I kind of understand more why he was considering that. So that it makes a little bit of sense to me, that if you're not going to, you know, if you can only get rid of one thing anyway and it's just a bell ringer, do you even care to get rid of anything? I mean, maybe not, right? And he's also in a position now to where does he want to actually attack at all, or does he just want to leave things standing? And then, yeah, exactly. So if you're only going to get rid of one thing and it's just a bell ringer, you might not get rid of anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, so unfortunately Tim top decks a Dragon Warrior. So that's pretty decent. I mean, because he can just summon it, evolve it, pop the Steel Clad. I think Tim right now might be thinking of just bringing up the dragon with Zernitra. I don't think that's the play, because if you see in Tim's hand, he also already has the Archangel Reina. So getting extra evolves out of the way is actually a benefit, because he has that, or he has access to it. So I think your only option here really is just summon Dragon Warrior, pop Steel Clad. So let's see what Tim ends up doing. But yeah, and so Tim also, you can see, has the Archangel Reina, Conflag, Fafnir, and Bahamut. So those late game cards are really going to help him a lot in this matchup. So yeah, there we go. He drops the Dragon Warrior. He's going to probably spend the full 4 play points rather than, oh, he doesn't have Evo points. What am I talking about? So he does pop the Steel Clad, and he just hits Collin for 3. Just saying, you know what? You can take my Zernitra. I don't really care about bringing the dragon out. So, which is fair. I mean, it's already got it, you know, getting 3 damage out of the way is nice. So Collin goes up to 4, draws a Swordsman. So that might actually be good here, because he might be able to force out the Dragon Warrior. He's only on 4 though, so he can't. I was just thinking to myself, man, dropping Aurelia right now would be really nice. But yeah, he does not have the play points for that. So he might, oh, he has another Floral Fencer. That was his last card. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. He is Okay, hold on. I want to think for a second. I'm going to stop the video because he's bringing out the other floral fencer here, and he's going to evolve it and lose one of the knights. So I'm just thinking, is there any way? If there was any way, I guess I'll just keep going. I was just trying to think to myself. I mean, maybe there's a way for him to just crash one of the knights, like crash both knights into the Zernitra, which obviously he can. He can attack with the already evolved floral fencer into the bell ringer, and then both knights, knight and quick blader into Zernitra, and then evolve the floral fencer so he gets a steel clad and a knight. So I guess it's more value, so he gets the one extra card, and he gets rid of the Zernitra that way. But I mean, in this case, he's just opting just to go face, letting Tim have his cards. I mean, that's ballsy. I guess, you know what though, letting him have the cards, it's unlikely that Tim would necessarily ram them both. So it makes it a little bit more likely that he's going to have 3 followers up for Collin to drop Aurelia on turn 5, which is going to be a 6/8 rush, assail, ward, aura, which is crazy. So so Tim's just going to hit him all the way down to 10. I mean, that's big damage. And versus Dragon, like you are already on, like, I'm scared that I'm going to die soon. What just happened? Oh, he conflagged. I missed something. I was like, why are all these followers leaving? Okay, that's fair. Tim just hits for hits him for 7 and then conflags. That's really nice. Okay, so Collin actually plays Olivia. That actually is a pretty good, because now he can heal 3 and then get his own Evo point. Man, that's really good timing for him, because I was gonna say, before that, his hand was looking really weak after that conflag. That's crazy, like, good timing for that. I think you drop the Olivia. I don't think you have any other play. Like, he has a Pompous, but that's not going to do anything or accomplish anything. Yeah, so I think okay, so he's going to draw and get an Evo point. Yeah, I mean, that's fine too. I mean, healing. Oh, okay, so he's just not going to get an Evo point. Okay, so he chose to heal and draw. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you could, yeah, it's unlikely. Like, I was just saying the Evo point, I am so crazy. I can't believe I forgot. He went second. So this new map for the feature match, it looks beautiful, right? But the Evo points on both sides, like, Collin and Tim are not utilizing those, and that made me think for some reason, like, neither of them had Evo points. So yeah, okay, the only option was heal 3, draw 1. That's funny. I can't believe I forgot about that. I was like, why did he not just get an Evo point? You got Leo, on, for next turn. But yeah, okay. I'm just dumb. That's why. Oh, okay. Okay. So now, I mean, Collin's not in a bad spot, and if he, I mean, depending on what Tim does, I mean, he might be able to get Leo off next turn. So Tim, and you know what? Honestly, if I'm Collin and I see an Archangel Reina hit the board right now, I'm thinking, oh man, I'm actually going to resolve Leonidas next turn. I think so. Okay, so he summons Archangel Reina. He ends up recovering 2 and playing Ayala. Yeah, this is man, we did not respect Leonidas at all. Man, that's I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, taking 5 is scary, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, you opened yourself up to Leonidas, so I think that Collin here just summons Leonidas. You evolve it. You give him the extra play point. Sure, you're not in death range yet, and you just crash into Archangel Reina. I think that's what you do. Collin also has he's got a pretty stacked hand here. So, I mean, he's got ways to close it out soon. Okay, so yeah, there's the Leonidas, like we talked about. Yeah, see, I was just not even looking at those evolution point cards down there. So he is going to use Leonidas, pop the oh yeah, he doesn't even have to pop the Ayala, because our Archangel Reina is actually a 5/6 whenever it evolves. So yeah, man, things are not looking good for Tim. Like, at this point in the game, this is really, I mean, you got to respect Leonidas, and And if that means like you can only play, like maybe you play only one follower, so Leonidas isn't going to go off. I mean, okay, but now Tim is at, I mean, he hasn't ramped, so I think now he is at, yeah, he hasn't ramped yet, and he went first. So it means he's only at 7 play points. So even if Collin had popped the Ayala, he would have only been at 8. So yeah, this is a pickle. I mean, yeah, you kind of always have to play around Leonidus' resolve, and I guess with Tim's hand, which wasn't that great anyway, the only thing he really could have done was, you know, I guess summon Olivia, heal 3, draw 1, and just, you know, keep board presence and hopefully slow the game down enough. But yeah, I mean, you kind of have to delay Leonidas' resolve as much as possible. And with Dragon, if you can at least delay it to where you're going into turn 9, you can Bahamut, which, as you can see, Tim has 2 Bahamut in hand. So he's going to give himself an evolution point and heal himself to 3, or by 3. Okay, so it looks like he's doing that because he was at 7. Okay, yeah. So he is at 7, so he crashes the Ayala into the Olivia, putting it down to 2. Then he uses his last play point, or last 2 play points, to both summon the Bellringer and the Evo point he just got, and then evolve the Bellringer to do the last 2 damage to Olivia. So just gets a little bit of heat off, and then he passes over to Collin. Okay, so Collin's going to 7 play points here, and he has Aurelia. Okay, so I think that now if you are Collin, you have to start, I mean, you don't know how long you're going to have Leonidas' resolve up. I mean, you got to start getting into the end game stuff, you know, especially with Tim going to 9. You have to play assuming that his next play is going to be Bahamut. So I think that if you think his next play is Bahamut, that means you're kind of running out of plays. Like you're going to have to answer that. So I think that you need to probably play the Maid Leader here. So that way you can evolve that and probably search your Avant Blader. Yeah, probably an Avant, because you want to get to, I mean, you want to get your storms, right? You either an Avant or, I don't know. It's tough. Like if you know you're gonna get Bahamuted, like, man, everything you're committing right now is just gonna die. So it's like, oh my gosh. But you know he's going for Pompous here, and if he hits like a Quick Blader off Pompous, that would be huge. Okay, so he hits a Ninja Trainee. Okay, well, he needs something to deal with the Bellringer. Both of those deal with Bellringer now. Yeah, I guess if he had hit like a Quick Blader, that would have been perfect card to hit. But it is what it is. Oh, and you know what? He already went through 2 Bellringer in the beginning, so it was a really slim chance he was going to hit that. So never mind. Okay, so he's looking at that Maid Leader. Yeah, it's kind of a tough call. So I think you do drop the Maid Leader, and I think you just search for. You either search for Albert here on the off chance that he doesn't have Bahamut, because then Tim would know that, like, oh, I'm just dying. Or you search for Avant. So Albert or Avant. Yeah, I think so. He could also search for Quick Blader. I think that's what he ends up doing, because I remember I saw bits and pieces, fragmented pieces of this finals as it was going on, and I think I want to say he grabs a Quick Blader here to get Tim down as low as possible. Yeah, so he's looking at that Quick Blader. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to grab the Quick Blader. He's not going to address the Olivia. I don't know. I don't know. I think if this was his play, I feel like he probably should have gone Maid Leader, used the last Evo point, which leaves him with 5, grabs something. So I would probably say Avant Blader, right? Then attack over the Bellringer, and then summon Aurelia and attack over the Olivia. Oh, he has a swordsman. Okay. Yeah, okay, so what I was saying was like maybe Maid Leader search Avant, drop the Aurelia so that way you deal with the board. And yeah, you don't get any extra damage in, but you spend like a lot less resources. Yeah, you spend a lot less resources and you have like good follow-up with Avant and you have a bigger hand. Like you'd still have a swordsman, you'd still have a pompous, and especially if you do get hit with Bahamut, I mean that's like more cards to go wide is kind of sometimes what you need. He does drop the Quick Blader though, which is a 4/4, so it drops Tim down to 6. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, and like I always say in my videos, hindsight's 20/20, and so it's hard to tell. Like I have the luxury of looking at Tim's hand, so Tim does drop the Bahamut on turn 9, wipes everything. But I mean, Tim's got to be shaking too. Wow. Okay, Collin top decked the Avant Blader, so that's really good too. Oh man. Okay, so this is a tough situation to be in. Collin's at 8. It's gonna cost 5 to summon and evolve the Avant Blader. Oh my goodness, man, that's a little tough. I think that okay, so yeah. It's tough because you have to respect the Bahamut because you're so low. Like 13 is low when you have an 11/11 on the other side of the board. So ideally he would go Avant here, search like 2 Novice Troopers because that's lethal. Okay, yeah. So he essentially has to drop the Avant here, and you've got to put at least two bodies up and hope Tim can't like both out them and then also put up lethal, right? So he's gonna evolve it, and let's see what he searches. I mean, the best thing I think is like Novice Troopers because that's lethal, and you like if there was some way that you can get to Albert, that would be great, but God, man, what if he top decked Albert instead of Avant? That would have been crazy. So he's looking through his deck here. I see ninja trainees. Does he not? I'm trying to see, does he not play... Okay, no, I see a Novice Trooper. He's looking at Novice Trooper. Does he only play... Okay. He's grabbing a Maid Leader. How many times has he evolved Maid Leader? Just one time, right? He grabs a trainee. Okay, so I don't know about that. Okay. Okay, so I think he wants to get as much bodies as possible, so he wants to put one of those 1-drops down on the board. We also see that he adds another Pompous, so he doesn't play the 1 Odahibe with that can be searched off the Gunner Maid, because I think that's probably what you go for. And he drops a Ninja Trainee. Okay. I get what he's going for. Like he wants to have as many bodies as possible, so Tim has to out 2 in order to swing with Bahamut. The problem with that is that look at his hand now. It's double Aurelia, Pompous Princess, and I think a Maid Leader. Like none of that ends the game. And I think that he kind of needed to take the risk, I think. Searching double Novice Trooper, drop one of them, hit Tim down to a 3, and then see how it goes. But I mean, I'm trying to think, because like maybe what he did is right. I don't know. It's tough because a defensive play is not bad, but at the same time you need to be able to close it out. You know. Like I definitely I understand why he made the play. It's just like I think that now you got to sack Tim. Now you got to top deck something broken to sack him, versus it's like wishful thinking, like, all right, well maybe he won't out one of these. But it's fair to assume he's gonna at least out one. I'm gonna fast forward this because I think I remember this like next few turns is taking a while, or like sorry, the next few turns, but like the next few minutes is like Tim just like thinking about like, do I drop Fafnir? Because obviously you have Fafnir, you think it's easy, right? You think it's easy to just drop Fafnir and swing for 11. It's not that simple, because Tim had, yeah, so he just drops the Fafnir. It's not that simple because Tim is at 6, and so he knows that if he drops a Fafnir, he could still lose to an Albert or to some novice troopers, you know. Oh, another gunner made. That's unfortunate. So yeah, just dropping Fafnir was like, it looks like it should be a simple move to make, but I understand that he was thinking of just maybe dropping Shenlong, healing, and just being safe, you know. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so Collin is trying to find a play here. I mean, there's really, it's pretty much, I mean, the play is just pretty much go wide and pray again, you know. That's all you can really do here. I think you got to go for the Pompous and hope that you hit something. Like, I think right now what you want to hit is a Bell Ringer, since Quick Bladers are all gone. Bell Ringers, like Swordsmans and Bell Ringers. So it looks like, I think he got a couple hits there. Yeah, he does get a Bell Ringer, which is good. I mean, you need wards. You're at 2, you know, because you want to make sure the Bahamut can't attack you directly, but at the same time, I mean, you know, if the Bahamut can just get rid of some wards, then you know, it kind of still did his job, because there's Fafnir is still big too. So I think he's gonna go wide. He has 6 play points left. Yeah, I think he's just gonna so he plays the Maid Leader for 1. Then he's going to play the Aurelia for his last 5, and then just ward up and hope for the best. Yeah. You know, thinking about it now too, if Collin had gone for novice troopers, then what would have happened with Tim probably would have dropped Shenlong, healed 5, attacked over the novice trooper, and then hit Collin for 11. But in that case, Tim would be back to like 8 with a ward up, you know. And, you know, Collin would have been still in an equally bad position, I think, when you really think about it. Even though he didn't go for 2 novice troopers. I mean, yeah, he's still taking 11 at the end of the day. And, yeah, Tim would have been just further away from death. So it's yeah, I mean, I definitely get where Collin was probably thinking with everything. Tim plays a Dragon Warrior. Not sure what's happening there. He was thinking about evolving it, but then didn't evolve it. I don't know what happened there, actually, why he didn't just attack. But, like, yeah, I mean, it's going to be the game. I mean, he's going to evolve the Forte, attack over the Bell Ringer, and then swing for game with Forte. So that's going to be the match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe so I can bring more videos to you guys. Hope you enjoy this series. I love bringing you guys gameplay videos, and I try to be a little bit more professional every time. I know I'm kind of a sloppy mess most of the time, but I hope you guys enjoy this truly, and I hope to continue to bring you more consistent content in the future. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.